Hello, good people, and welcome to this episode of our series on building microservices with Flask and Docker. And I've not posted videos for the past 2 or 3 days because I've not been very well, but I'm doing very well by God's grace now. And today I want to show you something new, like I've promised to always do. So this is exactly where we left off in the previous video where I showed you how to start the Flask application server without you having to do this if main blah 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 down here. And what we realized was that we didn't have a way to change the port on which our server should run, and we also couldn't change the IP address of the network interface to which we want to bind our server. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that, and it is called command line options. So basically, if you are using the Flask command to start your application, there are some command line options that you can pass to the Flask run command to tweak how you want it to work. So for instance, you can use dash dash port to change the port number to which you want the server to listen on. You can also do dash dash host, and then you specify the network interface or the IP address on which you want the server to listen on. And like I told you earlier, if you listen on host 0.0.0.0, what it means is that somebody or another computer on the same network as yours is going to be able to access your web application by specifying your IP address and the port on which you listen. Otherwise, your application will only be available on your computer alone. So if you go into production, always remember to bind your server to the address 0.0.0.0 unless you have another way of making your app available to the world without doing this. But I mean, this is the easiest way to do that. So let's go to the terminal and I will show you how to do exactly this. But before I do anything here, I'll go back to the code for you to see where we left off. And I want to advise everybody that do not just watch the videos. It is one thing watching the video, and it's another thing getting your hands dirty by writing the code. Before I started this video, I plan to release the code on GitHub, but from experience, I know that once I do that, a lot of you are not going to write the code yourself. So I have cancelled that idea, and I expect that to have the full benefit of these videos, you have to open your test editor and then type in the code, make the errors, leave your comment, and that is how we learn. I mean, you can just watch the videos and you convince yourself that you understand, but once you have done the thing, you will never forget it. That is the whole idea. For example, anything I teach, I never forget. So these videos I am doing is not just benefiting the people who are watching, it is benefiting me as well, because once I teach anybody anything, I never ever forget it in my life. So you should get your hands dirty and then write the code. Okay, so this is where we left off, and we started this application by, so I'm in the folder, and I'm going to export Flask app is equal to app.py. Okay, and then I do Flask run. Whoa, and this is a good mistake. You see, it is something that I run into all the time. Even though I remind you to always not forget to do, the Flask command is not available because I have not activated my virtual environment. How did I know that? I read the error message here. It says bash Flask command not found. What bash is telling me is that I have no idea what this Flask command is, and from experience I know that until you activate your virtual environment. Your Flask command is not available. So my virtual environment is env, so I would bin activate. Okay, and then now I do this. Yeah, so you can see that in our code, we didn't specify the port. We didn't specify whether we want debug mode on or off. We didn't specify the host because I have commented out this code. In fact, let me cut it off so that you don't get confused by it. So I have removed that code completely. And just so you believe it is actually working, I'm going to kill the server and restart it. So once I do this, you can see that the server is listening on port 5000, which I told you earlier is the default port on which Flask, the server built into Flask, listens for connections. Okay, so we are not able to tweak the port, we are not able to tweak the host and other stuff, but I mean, this is not ideal. You don't always want to bind your server to port 5000 as we have done here. It could happen that on your machine, 5000 is already taken by another service. So how then do you change the port to which you bind it to? Okay, so this is how you do it. You just do hyphen hyphen port, and then you specify the port number. These are called command line options or flags. Okay, so I'm going to kill this server. I'll clear my screen, and then I'm going to say Flask run minus port. Let's say I want to bind it to 6789. So as you can see, now our application is accessible on port 6789, and then we can verify that by coming here http://localhost 6789. And you can see that our application is running perfectly here. This is the output, and it's serving the index route handler. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you is how to specify the port, the network interface to which you want to bind the server. To do that, I'm going to kill this, and then I will say minus host hyphen host, dash host, and I'll say 0.0.0.0. So here too, you can see that instead of running on localhost, which is 127.0.0.1, it is listening on 0.0.0.0. What this means is that every machine on the network can reach this web application by going to my IP address :5000. Okay, so this is also good. I mean, you don't have to change anything to test it because it's still on my local machine. Whoa. Okay, so we didn't specify the port, so now it will be available on 5000. Yeah, so great. Now we need to learn how to change the port and the host at the same time. As you saw, I came to localhost :6789 because previously that's what I said, but over here we didn't. Where is this command? I want to see where I typed the command. Yeah, exactly here. So when I type the command here, I didn't specify the port to which I want the server to bind to. So basically it chose the 5000, and that is why when I went to port 6789, the application was not available there. So I'm going to kill this, and then now I'll show you how to combine the port and the host flag to choose how you want your server to behave. Okay, so I will say Flask. Let me clear screen so that you are not confused. Whoa. Okay, so now I specify the host, and then I can also specify the port. I want it to be on 6789. And so when you check the output, you will see that it is saying running on http://0.0.0.0:6789. So now we have the flexibility to choose both the network interface to which we want to bind our server and also the port on which we want to listen. So let's verify that from here. Now if I go to 5000, you should expect that it will not work because it is not listening on port 5000. But if I go to port 6789, hooray, there we have our application working. So this is basically what I wanted to show you. You have the flexibility of switching things. It's not like everything is set in stone and you cannot change it. So thank you once again for watching. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to invite your friends to watch and learn, and don't forget to subscribe. Your questions and comments are very important to me. I've been getting some feedback about the font size on the terminal and my test editor, and I hope it is better this time around. I need your comment to know if what I'm doing is good or bad. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.